My name is Nick McGrain, and I am a filmmaker here at St. John's University. In the fall of 2022, I was in a documentary filmmaking class, and our final assignment was to create a documentary on a person. I ended up reaching out to George Maurer, a 1988 grad of St. John's, and he is a world-renowned piano player and music composer. He travels all around the world on artist residencies, doing different kind of projects. And a cool one that he did recently was here on campus, and that's what I got to highlight in my documentary. Meeting with George was a very fun kind of prospect for me because I wanted to take that step from a student into a professional. So I kind of was using it as a platform to enhance someone else's story. And I had no idea where I was going to be making a story, but I knew that I wanted to tell a story important to them and make it important to other people. So the filming process of the documentary was pretty interesting. It was maybe the coldest day of the whole entire winter, but when we were outside, I remember my hands being very cold, not even being able to really feel the record button, but just getting all the shots I needed and hoping that they looked okay. Then the editing process was pretty tedious, definitely the most time-consuming part of the whole project. And I think my experience with past production teams really came in handy when I started the editing, because I started with organization before even opening any projects or looking at any footage. After about 2 or 3 weeks of editing, cutting down the interview and going through a bunch of archival footage, I added in music from George. Original songs, some of them from times when he was a student, and kind of having that be the soundscape throughout the whole piece. So what I ended up with was a really inspiring and historical journey with St. John's, both through George's relationship, but then learning about his relationship with Father Mark Tamer. And I got to kind of discover his story first through the words of George and just our conversations, but then looking into archival footage was really interesting to see what he looked like throughout his life and the different times he was in the record and kind of putting it all together. And then the last touch to really bring his story to life was actually using his voice, which George had recordings of. So that was a really special moment in the editing process, adding Father Mark's voice, and I hope that that is a really impactful part of the piece for a lot of people that got to know Father Mark personally. So the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences puts on an award ceremony in each region of the country for student productions. And NATAS is also the same organization that puts on the Emmys. It was great to see my collaborators and me represented in several categories across the board. For my documentary piece, the NATAS Award that I won was under the category of video essay. So I was abroad in my spring of 2023, so I was not actually in the country for any of the nomination process or the ceremony, but it was really fun to kind of hear the buzz and the build up to the ceremony while I was in London. And it was like 2:30 a.m. When the actual awards were going on. And I remember tuning into the live stream and couldn't even really hear it too well, like what they said, but just seeing my piece, and it said the Crystal Pillar goes to, so that was a really fun feeling, seeing that I got to win something for this great project. After winning the NATAS Award, it was a really validating feeling, being represented both in the awards and then coming back with an award for my individual project. It kind of showed me that it's not just about recording something, but finding a story that should be told. So it got me really excited about finding other stories that I can be telling and the most impactful way to tell them and reach audiences. So I'm very excited about my time left here at St. John's and beyond, and what I can do with creative storytelling.